Welcome back, everybody, to a short episode of Just Stories with BT. I'm joined by CK, who has a question that I know and I hope could impact a lot of businesses in a cool way that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So a lot of businesses actually run a lot of promotions and sales and just try to drive traffic, right? Whether it's just or on the website or what have you. And there's another way to go about that, in which you can do the same thing without running any kind of crazy sales and discounts. And you talked about experiential giving being that exactly, so could you give people more of a visual and understanding of how that works and how that hopefully can inspire other companies to do the same thing and bring just the same amount of traffic, if not more, and make a bigger impact?
Yes. So it's a great question, and it's something I'm really passionate about. So for anyone who's listened to the podcast, the first 8 episodes all talked about giving back. So you can even see on the board behind if you're looking at the video.
Yep.
The first 8 episodes, have these amazing CEOs that have utilized giving back, and it now became, in a lot of cases, the backbone of their organization. So very, very much how it was with Roger, pancreatic cancer, or Dale with foster kids or whatever. So what I've seen over the years, especially with the buy one, give one campaigns or whatnot, is that it's what I call experiential giving. And I want to describe it and use a visual so everyone can understand kind of how it works. Okay. So obviously, if you're listening, good for you, do your best, but probably watching is better with this. So here's this Play-Doh, right? One of my daughter's Play-Dohs. So this Play-Doh represents an ad campaign. So generally these big, furniture companies, mattresses, technology, most all companies run on like a 3-week ad cycle, right? So every 3 weeks, they're generally a new event, right? And those usually line up around a holiday. So you got Memorial Day, your sales always before it and after it. Then you take a break, then you run into July 4th. Then you take a break, and then it's Labor Day. You take a break, it's November. So it never stopped, the ad calendar, right? And it's always aligned around these big holidays, right? And so you got your ad spend. The ad spend doesn't change, right? Well, it can go up and down as far as how much it costs, but the ad spend's happening regardless. You're doing an event. And now with that ad spend, you're spending money to drive people in to buy something, right? Whether it's to drive them to the website, drive them into your retail locations, whatever that is. And there has to be something you do that entices people to come in, right? So just putting your name out there, that might work if you're doing like a lifestyle shot or something like that. But generally, especially in retail, it's pretty promotional. So you put things on sale, right? So you spend all this money, it's $500,000, $1 million, whatever you spend on all these commercial ads, and you drive in X, okay? So you take all that you spent, and now you drove in, and here's your revenue, okay? However, this revenue it's good, but you have to keep in mind you lost a bunch of profit because you had to discount your product.
Yeah.
Right? Because you had to drive people in. So it's not as good as your normal revenue, which your margin might be a lot higher. It's a little lower, but hey, you drove a lot of people in. The idea is, did you drive more people in than you would have before? And they bought more. And so at the end of the day, you end up with more sales than you would have if you didn't do anything, right? And that's a typical event, okay? So that's how it works. Great. Good practice, been done for years, generations, it works. Now, what I propose is not that you get rid of this program. Keep your program, do what works well for you. But what I am challenging corporations to do, especially retailers, is every now and again, maybe once a quarter or whatever, mix in a giving event. And the reason is that I can guarantee you, I have the numbers, I have the stats, I did this for years and I've seen it, I can still give you this, okay? So this is your same money you spend on the commercial and your same revenue. Take out the discounting, all the money you lost on discounting, whatever, this packet, I can guarantee you this, but it comes with a lot more. And that's what the magic of experiential giving is. So I'll explain it to you. You're back. You got your same expense, okay? So $500,000, whatever it is you spend on your TV commercial. Now, people resonate with giving back. Why? Because they have to make a purchase anyways. Mm-hmm. But if you entice someone and let them know, hey, you're going to buy this mattress, you're going to buy this stereo system, you're going to buy whatever anyways, it's a car, whatever it is, right? However, if you come in and you buy that thing during this time frame and you buy this specific thing, well, then X is going to happen. So in the case of, we'll use like a BOGO event that we've done for charity in the past, like in the mattress industry, right? So you come in, you buy this nicer mattress because you buy that mattress. Now we're going to give a foster kid a brand new bed. Okay. So people get excited about that, they resonate with that. Maybe they were a foster kid. Maybe they know one. Maybe it's just something that pulls on their heartstring and they go, okay, I was going to do this thing anyways. I'm going to go there now. Mm-hmm. So you do it, you drive in all these people, you sell a bunch of stuff, right? And at the end of the day, you have to pay for those beds though, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't discount, you didn't do a big promo like you did before, but you do have to pay for the beds, which costs money. So what I've done is I always structured these in the past, and it's very easy to do this, is to figure out how much would that event cost. So it's going to cost me $150 to make this bed. I got to ship it out there. I got to do this. I got to do that. Okay. And I figured out how much of margin would that cost, right? And I always made sure that the margin of the giving event was less even than what we used to charge, like whatever the sale would be. So before you might say it's 20% off to come in this weekend, right? So you're losing 20%. Well, I would do a giving event and literally it might only cost us 10%. So it's even costing us less to do that promotion, but we drive in the same amount of people, right? So you do the event, you have a big sale, you have to discount whatever, and you've got X. You do this, you do the same amount of money, you drive in the same amount, maybe even a little bit less, and you have the same. But here's the beauty of experiential giving. Is this all you get?
The impact.
No, because what you're forgetting about, right? Or not forgetting, but here's your base that we already have. But now we got to layer on another level, right? What is this? So this is the feeling those guests now have when they buy this product. Because let's say they were a foster kid, or they were or are involved in an organization, or have seen firsthand, or have some type of relationship with someone in the foster world. They know it's a very difficult situation, right? They know about the rates of people dropping out of school, of going to jail, dying, all these different things. And they know this is very important. And having a mattress is so critical, right, for foster kids. So they get behind it and they come in and they make the purchase. So you're in store, you get up there, you're checking out, they ring a bell, the whole store claps. You're like, wow, this is cool. And then you see the commercial on, or you might get an email after saying, hey, we ended up donating XYZ. And you know that because you bought that specific bed, a foster kid who might be on the ground, sleeping on the floor, now has a mattress. And you feel good about that.
Yeah.
Like that feels good, right? Like, so you're getting the bed, and that's awesome. Great. Maybe it changed your life because your bed sucked and now you're not having a backache. But now you're also like, wow, this is really cool. You're going to tell people about this. Guaranteed. So that's awesome. The people feel great who bought it. But there's more. With experiential giving, it's a full circle. What's the next level? It's your employees. So imagine you go into work. You go to the sales meeting or something on the weekend. They do a whole lot of training on this buy one, give one event. They talk about, hey, these are the more expensive mattresses that we really want to talk about because they're the BOGO beds or whatever. You work on it, you role play, you practice. That guest comes in and you don't mail it in. You give it everything you have. The best presentation you've ever given. You do all the value stories. You talk about everything. You did all the things you practiced. And the guest gets really excited about it. And they connect with the value story. They connect with the foster kid, whatever the organization was. And because of all that hard work, they go with the BOGO. And maybe they even tell you like, yeah, I was really coming in just to buy this thing over here, but now I feel empowered and you did a great job. I want to buy this nicer thing and X, right? And now this associate who did all that, when their guest rings the bell, guess who's or when the bell gets rung, they're the one who gets to ring it because it's their guest. They get to be checked down like I sold a BOGO. And then 2 months later, when the event happens, they go to the giving event. They actually unload these beds out of a truck. They then get to put it in the back of, a foster parent's car who maybe their daughter just died in a car accident. Now they inherited 3 kids and they have no money on fixed income and they have nothing to do and they're freaking out. And all of a sudden you're like, here's beds, here's sheets, here's all this stuff. And they're crying and you're crying. And this person is like, oh my God, I feel so great. I'm so excited to be a part of an organization that does this. And now they're even more excited to do more and to sell more and to talk to more guests. It's like this huge layer. And that's not the most important part. With experiential giving, the most important part is the last one, which is the foster kid or the veteran who's come back from war and suffering from PTSD and they a lot of times if veterans are getting off the street, there's this new program where they fund houses for them and they give them these apartments. And so the problem is they'll give them this key and they're like, okay, yeah, we're helping you get off the street. Thank you for being a veteran and fighting for us and yada yada. And here's his apartment. And they give them a keys to an empty apartment. So here's someone maybe suffering from already from alcohol abuse or drugs or whatever, because they're difficult, they're having a hard time processing their things that happened in the war or whatever. And now you just give them an empty apartment. And then they're back on the street in 3 months. So you have to provide, some stuff. And what we found is the biggest differentiator in the success rate of those people coming back to these homes was that they had a bed, a nice bed, right? A comfortable bed you can sleep in. So that's another giving event, right? But so imagine it's that person, or imagine it's that foster kid who actually gets it because the guest came in and committed to buying it, because the salesperson committed to selling it and showing it out, and now you're leveled up, right? And so that's truly experiential giving. Is it even? Right? Because there's your sales, remember? It's the marketing spend and the sales. That's the same, but it's not the same. And that's the beautiful thing with experiential giving. And so for anyone who was just listening, I challenge you, go to the website, fam.news, check out the video, right? And look for the example, because there's no reason. And I would ask you, as someone who I've talked to this about, does this seem hard to do?
No, I'm like, how do we do that like now?
Yeah, right. Like this is something that can be done, right? And we look at all these organizations who are giving back and have figured out different ways. And CK and I talked about this in our debrief episode, right? Our Bravo end of the season episode, that it's not that difficult. It just takes someone to do it. And you'll see that people will fight and help you to do things to give back. You just have to make it easy.
Yeah.
That's what I found, right? It's like organic food. So when it first comes out, I remember years ago, right? You wanted to buy some organic eggs. You were like, oh my God, is it gonna like mortgage my house to like buy these eggs? But over time, it became like, okay, it's $4.99 or $5.99. You're like, okay, for $1, I'm in. Let's go organic. You know what I mean? Like you got to the point where it's like, yeah, I want to do the right thing. I want to eat healthy. I want to eat organic. I don't want GMOs, but I also I got a budget.
Yeah.
So we got to make it easy. And that's how giving back is. All you got to do is come to the store, which you're going to do anyways. Get something, which you're already doing anyways. But now just do this thing and this will happen. That's easy and everyone feels great. Does that make sense?
Love it.
Did I pitch it right?
I think so.
Awesome.
The visuals help.
The visuals help, for sure. So check out the video. Thank you. That is experiential giving. Appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing, Brett. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.